style.
Yeah, mid-range takes much slower.
Good morning and welcome back to South Korea. Today me and Rich are on the way to the DMZ between South and North Korea, somewhere I've always wanted to visit, and we're heading there now. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be able to film once we get there, so that's why I'm doing this introduction in the car on the way. We have our tour guide here, BJ, who has been giving us some amazing information in the whole ride. Really, it's been great. We've been learning loads about North and South Korea. I'm gonna head there now and I'll show you what I can.
Our national flag, 태극기.
It's impossible to summarize everything I'm learning this morning because there's so much being thrown at us, but it's really interesting. But quickly, what I just found out that I didn't know is that the division of North and South Korea was forced upon them. It's only been the last 60, 70 years that they've been divided. Before that, Korea was pretty much united for the last couple of thousand years. And it was forced upon them because the Soviet Union wanted a buffer from themselves to South Korea. And they split it into two countries after the Second World War, which was North Korea, the communist side, and then South Korea, which was the US protected side. And then everything that's happened from that with the division of North and South Korea has pretty much just stemmed from that. Where we're actually at now is not the DMZ. We're at a monument to some of the things that happened around it, which is about 5 kilometers away from the DMZ. And this is a bridge. This bridge is where over 12,000 South Korean prisoners passed back into South Korea after the Korean War. And that's why it's still maintained, and that's why there's a bit of a South Korean flag monument at the end of it. This area is free for people to come without ID. The place we're heading to next, we're going to need ID because it's actually near the DMZ. So how many did you say that were estimated, the US soldiers that died?
US soldiers died around 35,000.
35,000
Yes.
in Korean War.
And 5,000 missing and around 100,000 wounded.
Wow.
Total number of participants of US soldiers of 1.7 million. 1.7 million. Yes.
Over 3 years.
Yes.
And how many South Korean soldiers died?
Around 150.
150,000.
150,000.
So this is a monument to the US's involvement in the Korean War, which we were just told around 35,000 US soldiers died, around 150,000 South Korean soldiers died, and a lot more from North Korea. So it's a fairly massive scale war over 3 years. And forgive my ignorance, but I didn't really know the Korean War was that big, and I didn't really know that much about it. It's just not something we're really taught in the UK. It was never part of any history class I went to, and it's really interesting to find this part of history, especially firsthand. BJ, our guide, spent 30 years in the army. This was obviously before his time, but it's something he's very passionate about and talks very well about. By the way, this whole tour is being provided by DMZ Spy Tours. Our guide's been fantastic so far, and I'll let you know how it goes, but so far it's been brilliant. know if you can hear that, but we can faintly hear artillery shells going off in the background. Apparently it's just exercises, but it's a little bit unnerving. There you go. Anyway, if I was looking at this, I would imagine that to be North Korea because of the barbed wire fences and a river dividing it. But our guide told us the way you can tell it's not is because there's trees on the other side. If we were looking at North Korea, it would be really barren. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I just ran up here, ran all the way up these stairs just to get that shot. But we are going to the DMZ later, and I've been told I can't film into North Korea. I can film anything this way, I can't film that way. So I'll see if I can show you it or not. I'm not sure, but it's going to be interesting to see. We're about to enter a civilian controlled area now. We just had to hand over our passports and our guide's taken them over to make sure we can get in. So yeah, most people aren't allowed in here. We had to send our passports off and then they verified it first so we can get in. They're just checking it now with the army and then we should get to go in to an observation post over the DMZ. I don't know how much I'm going to get to film there, but I'll try. No reason to be alarmed yet, but this seems to be taking a while. The guide's been in there for about 10-15 minutes with our passports and he's been on the phone to someone. I'm looking at you, Rich.
I think I'm a North Korean spy.
Hopefully it's okay. Find out in a sec.
That guy seemed very scared.
We have some problem.
Okay.
There something happened in this division, so
So unfortunately we were told we can't go into that area of the DMZ right now. We asked why and we were just told there's a complication. Tried to ask for more information and just there's a complication. Apparently we can try again this afternoon, so we're going to check out this British war monument, get some lunch and then head back there this afternoon. So this is a monument to the bloodiest battle the British have fought since the Second World War. And basically what happened was the British defended this area against the invading Chinese and North Korean troops, which then allowed the South Korean and UN forces to set up a new defensive line and protect Seoul. Actually, what I just found out, which I never knew, is the British had the second largest amount of foreign troops in South Korea. The first was the US, the second was the British. And this was just after the Second World War, which is interesting. In case you want to look up more information about this, then the battle was called the Battle of the Imjin River. And I've just read about it. Seems really interesting, but there's too much information there to share with you right now.
That one was firing.
Thank you.
How good is this food, Rich?
Oh, it's delicious. Everything I ever wanted.
Yeah, honestly, this is amazing. And it's gone. That food was absolutely amazing. I've never eaten like that before, and it was so good. It was roast duck in amongst all of the other stuff. Korean barbecue, amazing. I mean, I have had Korean barbecue before, but just never like that. The food was amazing. Eating it with our hands, with lettuce in our hands, and smushing it all together. It's not the best way of selling it, but it was incredible. And now, we're going to try and go back to the DMZ and see if we can get in. Let's find out. Let me quickly catch you up because a few things have happened. We're now in the DMZ, we're in a separate part of it. We couldn't go back to the other part because there were still complications, so we've come to this main part of it. We've just had a little briefing. The cool thing is we're in the DMZ, so we made it anyway. Just had a little briefing, we're about to go into one of the infiltration tunnels. I can't take the camera in, I can't take any cameras in. I'm going to put them in the box and then we're going in. So we just went down the Infiltration Tunnel, which is basically a giant tunnel that the North Koreans built after the Korean War to try and invade South Korea. But South Korea found it. We went down on this little car thing. It's quite deep, but yeah, really interesting. We can go right up to the border, right up to the military demarcation line, which is where the other side of is North Korea. So we're literally about 100 meters away from North Korea just then. Right, next up we've come to an observation deck where we should be able to get some views across the other side into North Korea. Check this out.
Without strong wind, they just not blowing.
Okay, I don't know how well you could see or hear that. With the binoculars you could see really clearly. There's an abandoned city just on the other side of the border that is completely abandoned. And you could also hear music being played from South Korea into North Korea. Mind blowing. I was also just told I'm not allowed to use this microphone, so I'll put it away quickly. This is a little bit bizarre. I'm now in a train station, the most northern train station in South Korea, and it was originally built and designed for the line to connect through to China and Russia and have one line going all the way through. But because of the Korean War and because of the breakup of South and North Korea, now it just doesn't go anywhere. And this is sort of a symbolic new train station built with the hope of unification. So this train station, this line, isn't even really used. It's just here, deserted, waiting for unification and waiting to be able to use this train line. Okay, we just bought a ticket. We've got a ticket to Pyongyang. Where do we go? Here. Okay. Through. Huh? Just through? Oh, okay. We just have about 2 minutes, by the way, before the bus that we're on leaves, but we could not miss the chance to go to the unification platform. But This is awesome. So that way is North Korea, and that's why the stop sign is there. Pyongyang, so it's really not far that way. It's like a half-hearted run. Sorry. What an awesome and crazy and interesting day today was. It feels like we packed so much into it, and unfortunately we didn't get to go to the part of the DMZ that we were originally planned to, but that didn't even make that much of a difference. We went to a separate part and it was just really cool to be inside the DMZ. I want to say thank you to our guide, and I want to say thank you to DMZ Spy Tours, because our guide was just amazingly knowledgeable. Everything we asked him, he knew the answer to straight away and gave us so much information. I'm not sure what the plan is for tomorrow. Right now we're back in BUNK guest house and just gonna chill out for the evening, maybe do some editing and probably go out and explore Seoul a bit at night. But for now I'll just say thank you again. No, thanks for watching, and this is my life.